Alright, in the bottom right, playing as the French, we have Ourk. Coming in after a bit of a hard loss last game. They had a really strong early game as Rus, but sadly falling to State, who just played a very strong defensive style, and then turtled and then pushed, and they boomed. And Ourk just wasn't able to make it work in the end. And they are going up against State up in the top, who is playing the English. So this is going to be kind of a similar story, I think, in that with Ourk playing the more cavalry knight focused civ versus State playing the more kind of defensive civ. Sit back, build a bunch of range units. And we're just going to see how this plays out. So the opening, these are both like very simple civs as well. In the sense of like you get your 400 food, your 200 gold. You don't really get any lumber until you start going up to feudal. And yeah, that's basically it. You go up to feudal. Both players are going to do the exact same thing here, I think. Let's take a look at the map. I believe this is high view. I could be wrong. But yeah. Wow, look at all these relics. They're all on the right hand side of the map. And like this one sacred site's kind of like out of the way. This is actually a super defensible market position for Ourk to take advantage of. You just build your trade post down there and yeah, you just go back up. You can like, even like wall like here. And a bit more open on this side. There's a lot more room to defend over here. Ooh. So yeah, it's quite a wide area as opposed to like over here where it's quite narrow. So maybe that'll come into play. But yeah, it's just like all the relics are over on the right hand side of the map. Both the sacred sites are like on this side, so actually Ourk get a nice defensive position here. Take two of the sacred sites. They are going to have map control with the knights early on. But yeah, we'll see how it plays out. We don't really know what kind of strategy these two are going to go for. Council Hall coming up, of course, and yeah, School of Cavalry. You only ever really see the other landmark for the French player if they're on water. And even then, sometimes they'll just go School of Cavalry anyway. And Council Hall from English. I don't think I've ever seen someone deliberately make the other feudal landmark. Which is funny, because I actually do think it has quite a lot of potential to be good, but this is just so much better in feudal. And yeah, there isn't too much to talk about at this point. They're both just kind of scouting, gathering sheep. I guess like State did grab a second scout. So they are going to get... Wow, they even got the sheep from behind their opponent's base, damn. That's pretty good actually. And yeah, Ourk just going to go for these sheep right here with the single scout. You know, you look at the hunts, they're both like pretty close to the bases. They're both like nice and easy to defend. This one might be a bit more difficult, but that said, English can't really push out that effectively early on against French, because like one knight will shut down a lot of longbows early game. Ooh, barracks is coming up. Probably going to see spears, I imagine, with this. They are going to see that School of Cavalry. You don't really want to be fighting cavalry with men-at-arms. Spears will be the better choice. And the cool thing about English is because they get the faster men-at-arms and the delayed spears, they get the free upgrade on their spears effectively. Like they just start on the feudal version. So it gives them another weird advantage with spears where like they just get that free upgrade version. Otherwise they'd be spending, yeah, like the 25 food, 75 gold. And here comes the longbows, here comes the spears, and State's gonna play very aggressive in feudal. But they're not alone. Oh, actually, Ourk is gonna play a kind of roost style here. Are they gonna go professional scouts? Oh, this might be... Oh no, they're going professional scouts. French do get it cheaper, and they can build scouts at their school of cavalry. They get to build them incredibly quickly too. 16 seconds per scout, that's very nice. But in a very big shift change, you know, I've got this archery range coming out. What's this? 2 archery ranges, sorry, so lots of archers coming out. But in a very strange change of pace, like the English player is being the aggressor. Recognizing that Ourk is probably going to go for the scout kind of play. Oh no, they might lose their own scout. State. Be careful. Oh, it's 1 hit away from... Oh yeah, it dies. Oh, that's brutal. Alright, State, what are you going to do? They're going to actually try and deny some of this. Make sure their opponent can't get their deer out. And they got the longbows. They got the hardened spearmen. And they've got... Oh, siege engineering's come out already. And State might just try and finish this with a very aggressive ram push. And longbows do beat regular bows, like, pretty heftily. 7 tile range up against, I believe, 5? Yeah. And they've even got, like, the spears for the brace. Although, oh, you gotta pay attention. You don't want to lose your longbows to a knight. Knight takes a lot of damage. Is it gonna go down? I don't know. Spear, 1 more hit. Yeah, it takes it down. And yeah, longbows, they're gonna be pretty effective, but oh, those archers are gonna chase stuff down. Alright, and it's really just gonna come down to who can micro this army better. Oh, spears are actually doing really well against these longbows. And that big force of scouts is actually gonna chase that villager down. Oof. And yeah, like, spearmen do so badly against archers. Archers with that bonus damage against spears. Oh, that spear's gonna escape though. The longbow is actually gonna do decent damage to these 2 bows over here. Oh no, State, don't lose enough of scout. Oh, that's all of your early vision. And yeah, that is not looking good on the side of State. And they're just gonna try and play like a kind of feudal war over here. Another villager's coming in. These scouts really want to burn this outpost down. Oh no, the villager's gonna get scared. It's all on its own as well. Oh no. Running through the scouts. Oh, State, that's just a sacrifice. It's even carrying like 4 woods and bringing you a gift. Sadly, it's not Christmas yet, so Ourk's like, no. Put that in a stocking. I'll pick it up next week. Alright, yeah, Ourk just held that pretty well. Like, scouts are still pretty good at combat. And like, you know, longbows are really good against regular bows, but they're not that good against them. Especially with these knights up. And there is something to be said about archer plus horse beats archer plus spear, because both of these have units they're effective against. So the archers are very effective against the spears, and the horses are very effective against the archers. But in the case of the spear player, only the spear is effective against the horse. The archers are just not that effective against like anything in this situation. So State played this very aggressive early game, and they're just gonna get stomped for it. Like, Ourk's just gonna absolutely say no, like, you can't do that. And they're gonna get all these professional scouts. They're gonna clear up a lot of the deer on the map and put some ahead, like, quite far economically. So yeah, this is not looking for State, good for State. That said, the last game didn't look that good for State, but they're able to just sit back, boom, get up a large economy. And will they be able to do something similar to this game? It is hard to say. There's no blacksmith out, so we're not going to see any kind of ram push just yet. And interestingly, like, all they have is for... Oh, they have the archer resistance. So longbows are going to be pretty effective against these archers. They're only going to do 4 damage to each longbow. But if you look at the bonus damage, 10 damage against light infantry. So the spear's eating like 9 damage a shot. Alright, and camp is up, so... State's gonna look okay. They're gonna use the longbows to clear out these so that the villagers don't have to. You can use military in this game to clear out, you know, the local wildlife. The Age of Empires 2, like, the deer would just disappear. They wouldn't leave corpses if military killed them, but Age 4... It doesn't matter. You can, like, use knights to kill... You can use cannons to kill boars if you want to, and it's fine. But yeah, this army is so scary. 6 knights, 17 archers. What do we got on this side? Just a whole bunch of longbows and like a handful of spears. Yeah, this isn't looking good. And there's no kind of like walls or anything as well. So this army could just have free reign. Knights could just run through, terrorize this wood line. This part over here, there's what, like 18 villagers? You can only fit 5 in an outpost. You could even see them grab one of these corpses. Is it gonna go for it? Yep. It's just like, yoinks! Villagers don't get that anymore. Oh, English do get the attack. Range attack. Oh, and it takes down the scout! Oh, Hunter Seeker arrows. The villagers strike back. English do get the bows on their villagers. That is quite nice, but... No else is nice, having a gigantic army that can just like kill your opponent's vulnerable spot. And 20 population is the difference between the two players. So Ourk could just run over, they know that this exists. Do a whole bunch of damage and just take that out. But they're being careful for the moment. They're being kind of patient. Oh. As I say that, a big force of knights runs in. Oh, this army is even scarier. Alright, so all the knights went over here. Gonna get chased away by a few spears. Yeah, you don't really want to have to be dealing with spears as knights. Like, the spears really, really hit knights hard, so... Very economic trade. But it did force a pull. That is gonna hurt the food income of state for a while. And we'll take a quick look at Ourk's base. Yeah, they've got upgrades coming in. Would like to see siege engineering, but they might just go up to castle age. Like, you have the two options. You can be very aggressive, or you can just sit back, be defensive. Oh, wow, Ourk, you can just attack the scout. I guess rid of your opponent's vision. Oh, the scout lives! Oh, brutal. But that's a lot of knights, and they're just going to come crashing in. Ourk doing so much damage. The spears doing an okay job on the front lines. But no, they're just going to get overwhelmed. These archers are going to pick all of them off, and the knights are just going to keep charging through. Look how many there are. And all of these archers behind them. Reinforcing spears, okay. Like, the knights are getting a bit weaker. But all Ourk needs to do, I mean, they can just pull back if they want. As long as they don't lose this big bulk of archers, they're fine. And yeah, they're just going to keep picking things off. Knights are going down. Ooh, wow. That was a lot of damage. Oh, so many arrows. Like a machine gun firing out of that. And Ourk, that wasn't the best fight, but it did thin out the longbow numbers. And behind this, they're macroing really strong. They grabbed all this deer, so I'm potentially going to go for this next. But yeah, they're just gathering deer and sheep at the moment. And yeah, Ourk finally hits that 1200s. Guildhall's going to come up and they're going to hit Castle Age. And State has like two real options. They can sit back, they can try and out macro. That was a really bad fight for Ourk actually. Let's go to the military tab. Oh, I say that, they've killed way more than they lost, but knights are more expensive, so it kind of evens out. The state did lose 2 buildings throughout this game. I believe that was the offensive towers, but if we go back to current resources, yeah, state is not close to being feudal, or not close to being a castle. Don't really have much in the way of resources. We're going to start seeing like upgraded royal knights coming in soon, so veterans potentially coming up next. And what can state do? I mean, they can just try and build up more economy, but they have to be so risky doing this. Like your opponent has knights and archers. They're in Castle Age, or we're going to see the veteran upgrades. They do get the free +1 attack, so they're going to be doing a lot of damage. The state's just so far behind. 45 economy, 20 military up against 52 economy, 29 military. So Ourk's just continuing to pull ahead. French do build villagers quicker, so, and that does increase as each age goes up. So simply by going to castle, they get +1 melee attack, and villagers go down to 16-minute construction time. Although they're not building villagers anymore, that might be a slight misplay. Yep, macro just slipped for a moment. But they are ahead, and state, I think they recognize they're so far behind. They're just like, I need to push right now. I'm going to build offensive towers. I think there was a ram getting made. Oh, but the army's going to catch them just before they're able to do anything with that. Alright, they pick off 1 villager. Just 1 villager. And these knights, veteran royal knights going up against like, you know, regular hardened spearmen. All the spearmen are dead. Just the knights alone are going to clear this up. And those are +2 damage attack knights. Tower's going down, and I think this is GG coming in right here. Absolutely crushing blow to this army. State is not close to Castle Age. Yeah. State takes a really bad fight early on. It doesn't work out for them. Ourk takes like an okay-ish fight where they lose some knights, and then goes up to castle. State's like, I don't have resources to go up to castle, so I'm just going to push, and I'm going to pray, and I'm going to hope. And yeah, state loses game 2, and yeah, pretty simple game. I mean, they're very, very simplistic civs. You can say, like, they don't have that much special stuff going on with them. They don't have a lot of like super unique mechanics. Like English get free gold late game. Like French have some landmarks that are kind of interesting, like Guildhall. But generally speaking, very simple. And that was it. That was like a very clean 1 person pushed, it didn't work out, the other person counterattacked, did some damage, got up to Castle Age first, and then yeah, just didn't quite work out. Yeah, you look at that push from the English, like French player barely lost anything. French player went for a push, didn't work out for them, but it also did a lot of damage, and that's very important. And yeah, like English player builds up a big army of like weaker units, gets crushed. And that's basically it. So well played to Ourk. It goes to 1-1. And we're going to go into game number 2. Or not game number 2. Game number 3 momentarily. And we're going to see how the set wraps up.